Welcome back to another first impressions, this time for the anime Kowloon Generic Romance, which is everything but generic. We have the synopsis. In the distant future, individuals who adore the old way of life live in Kowloon Walled City, a slum city that serves as a refuge for those who long for the Hong Kong of the past. Realtor Reiko Kujirai, however, craves for the new and exciting places in the area. In contrast, her only co-worker, Hajime Kudo, enjoys the nostalgia of the city. One day, a prank gone wrong leads Hajime to make an unexpected advance toward Reiko, after which she swiftly apologizes for. Baffled by his actions, Reiko starts investigating for possible explanation, only to discover the past that she has no memory of. Now, this anime is very interesting. Now it is called Kowloon Generic Romance. It is not generic in any way, shape, or form. This is a seinen, so it's geared towards a little bit older audience. Supposedly has 13 episodes. And it is really interesting because you do have our main character, which is the woman, Reiko, and she is working with this guy, Hajime. They are in like a realtor business. They work together, and they are like, this is all pretty old school. The area they live in, it's slum city. It is lived in, if you want to call it that way. But you have like some kind of object in the sky that is very futuristic. So there's some high tech going on outside. And also we get at the beginning, we get like an ad for potentially you can transfer your memories to another body or something to be eternally young. I remember if that was like something they work on or it's already. Nonetheless, you have like this futuristic outside, but inside here it is pretty old school. Now this anime is geared towards a more mature audience. We start the series, we see our main girl, Reiko. She's like in her room, she only has a shirt on. She gets her watermelon, she gets on the balcony, she eats watermelon, smokes a cigarette. Very nicely animated. It has some... The art style is a little bit older, it feels a little bit like those older animes, those quality older animes, not the old, but the quality ones. I would say something like it is hard to say. I watched those animes so long ago. I would assume something like Cowboy Bebop. This quality art style. This is what this anime feels like in the art department. And we also get part of the story that they are working together, and she seems to like him. Pretty early on we see, okay, she seems to like him. He doesn't seem to be interested, but he's very cordial. They go out to eat, they have like pretty amicable relationship. Until I don't know what they mean with the prank. He was sleeping in the office. She was, trying to wake him up. He was half asleep and, he kissed her. And she was very confused. Again, she does like him. He is, it's always, you don't really know what the man is thinking about. So this is the romance part. However, we get like glimpses that she doesn't really remember some parts. There's something else going on. So there's some kind of mystery. Something is going on. People give it a 7.76. I would give it an 8. I do not want to go too much into story right now. I am going to talk about it in a second though. I would say an 8 out of 10. It is very interesting. At the moment, first 3 episodes. Can go either way, we will see. But there's something going on, something bigger, which is very interesting. However, I do want to talk a little bit more, but this is more or less spoiler territory, so you have been warned. Now, we get in one of the interactions, I believe it's even after the kiss, he's like, he's clocking out, he's going home, fine. She's working a little bit longer, fine. Then she finds a picture in his drawer. Drawer is open, picture is halfway out, and there is a picture of him and his girlfriend. Now, she knows he has a girlfriend because they went to a bar. He brought her to a bar, and they drank a little bit, and the barman there was like, hey, nice to see you. Oh, you brought your girlfriend again. Now, this was very interesting because the again part, normally it's like, oh, you brought your girlfriend. On the way home, she's like, hey, do you not need to, remedy that? Tell him I'm not your girlfriend. And he's like, you don't need to worry about that. Because, as we see on the picture, his girlfriend is her. Somehow. Maybe. I don't know. Because the other woman on the picture is more or less her, but a little bit different, has a little bit different makeup, has like earrings, but it is essentially her. She looks exactly like her, she has the same clothes, and we find out Reiko lives in the same room. She also has the same name. So now we have this mystery of what happened. My assumption at the start was then, okay, maybe she's like a clone. Why? I don't know. But maybe they did transfer the memories, maybe it didn't work, maybe it's like a test phase and it doesn't work 100%. Nonetheless, she doesn't have the memories. She is Reiko, but she's not the old Reiko. In part, or maybe not. They have this very complicated relationship because she wants to appeal to him. So she tries to imitate the old Reiko with the earrings, lipstick, glasses, what have you. He was not really buying it. He didn't like it. Most likely because something happened and he doesn't want the old Reiko to be tarnished. It is very confusing, especially because he was together with the old Reiko. They were engaged, the barman said. And so if she disappeared or something happened to her, he would have to know, I am assuming. So it is very strange. There's something going on. We then get introduced to new characters that are important for the story, which are these guys, especially mostly these two on the right of the trio. So this guy is like a doctor. He's in a beauty hospital, and she's going to him because of some reason. She wants to do some beauty treatment, and he's very strange. He's weird. He's like a snake. They portray him like a snake. He's touching her, and he's like, how, yeah, and stretchy, and it's warm, and it's ideal. And I'm like, what is going on? And he's very off-putting. He's very creepy. He feels like a villain. They portray him more or less like a pure villain. But he has something going on with her. Later on, they also meet again. We have the other guy who has green hair, and he also gets to meet her later. That is more or less at the end. And at the end of the 3 episodes. And he's like, yo, I know Reiko, but you are not her. And in a conversation he had with Snake Boy is that he said, hey, yes, she feels like her, she smells like her, it is her, but it is not. So the body seems to be one-to-one her, but the memory and personality is not. And supposedly, Reiko was a friend of him, which is very strange. The barman then disappears, and those two guys are searching for the barman. I don't know what is going on. There's like a whole different dimension going on, apart from, hey, we have a little romance, cool. There's a whole other thing. It feels a little bit like Heavenly Delusion. More or less the story beat of, hey, maybe here someone did an experiment on Reiko to transfer her memory, maybe the barman, would be my assumption, and it didn't really work out 100%. Maybe it did. I don't even know why she would do this. If she is not the old Reiko, where is she? So many questions. So this is everything but a generic romance. I'm definitely excited to see where this is going. It can go in so many different directions. It could also be just the plot of, hey, we want to introduce more male characters for our main heroine. Who knows? But we will have to see.